42 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tap, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Igani. And we're here on 95 South Podcast once again. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here on this live platform. And to be able to have these great topics, great people. You know what I'm saying? I got my right hand man, you know what I'm saying, my brother from another mother, you know what I'm saying, Barry White Jr., you know what I'm saying, your baby mama's favorite host, you know what I'm saying, Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
What up, man? What up, man? Glad to be in the land of the living, man. Another day to get it right, man, and just press forward and try to inspire somebody else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna get into a few topics this morning. The first topic we're gonna get into this morning, unless you got something, but you know what I'm saying, I want to start off with let's start off with the Trump situation. So we're gonna first talk about Trump and the fact that he got convicted over, I think it was about 24, 25 charges,
30,
or whatever, 30.
34.
So 34. So 34 charges, every last one of them was guilty convictions. I think some of them was felony, some of them was misdemeanors. I don't know how many was what it was, whatever. But at the end of the day, it was some felony charges in there. With all the charges, he can basically be sentenced to up to 4 years in prison. Or everything could just fall down to some fines and some probation. Now, if you ask me, I don't know if he got the judge in his pocket or not in this situation or not. But if I know if he ends up getting probation and a fine, then of course he has the judge in his pocket. If he actually does some real time like normal people, then we know that this judge didn't care one way or another. You know what I'm saying? He just trying to seek the best, I guess, gonna say justice, or go use the protocol, the system itself to say, okay, this is what he's supposed to be doing time-wise or whatever. Now, my question to you is this, and I didn't realize this till I was watching them on the news, CNN or something the other day, and they said basically, even if you can still be president of the United States of America with a felony conviction. You know what I'm saying? Now, this man got 34 charges. That was all he was convicted of. Some of them felony, some of them misdemeanors, like I said. And he can be the president of the United States, but we got cats running around here, men and women, who can't get apartments, houses, can't vote, can't get a gun, can't do a lot of things in America, but you can be the president of the United States. So I want to know your whole opinion on this whole situation. Like, this is just crazy to me.
First of all, it's Donald Trump, Donald Thump, Donald Dump, Donald Stumptree. First of all, man, a name big as he is whole weight. Somebody who got much money, he got whole weight. How you have 34 charges in counting, and they only talking about 4 years? So that right there should tell us something right there. They're only talking about 4 years with a man who got 34 charges in counting. And so with that being said, I think it's just a spectacle, man. I think it's TV time. It's ratings. It's taking our focus off on what's really going on with this war and how China is, creating new missiles that can reach from China all the way to New York City and blow up the world. I think that Trump is still going to run for president. I don't think he's going to do no time, because when you think about a person doing some time, right? The average person got 34 charges in county. Some fellas and some misdemeanor. They would be like, oh, this person could be facing 30 years, 40 years. But they say 4 years. Anytime you facing 4 years, you just got much money, suspended, community service, fines and stuff like that. So I don't really think he's going to prison. And I think that he already knew that he wouldn't go to prison. That's why he stayed talking crap about about Congress, about the GOP, about the House of Delegates, and the list goes on. He stayed talking crap, and so it's really it really it's sad that a person with a felony that can't get a good job, can't get an apartment, can't get a house, they gotta spend $1,000 to get their record expunged, and here we are talking about somebody who's going to run the whole country and be
Mm-hmm.
responsible for all these people, and he can still run, and he's still gonna have people to vote for him no matter what. Some black, some white,
Mm-hmm.
some are who the richer Hispanic people, like they gonna vote for him. So do I think it's right? No, but it ain't about what me and you think is right. It's about who can. It's about the people in them higher ups that think he's still gonna bring value to the country no matter what he did wrong. That's what it's really about. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's about he's now they said I was watching something right. Somebody posted. They asked Joe Biden. No, that's Kamala Harris. Are she gonna put in any programs in for black people and black opportunities? Well, not just black people. It would have to be all people from different backgrounds. So they look. They asked Trump the same question. Trump said, "Yeah, why not? They
Mm-hmm.
struggle the most in the country. You know, we talking about creating 3 million new jobs for the black community. Period. Um, talking about giving over 500,000 new black businesses startup capital, and he was just running down on the bills that he have in place for Black America, for Black society, and he was talking about how it's a lot of commercial buildings in different cities that wasn't leased out to a black person because they're black. You know what I mean? He just went
Mm-hmm.
on, and you can kind of tell he kind of had researched it. I'm not saying that I'm a Trump fan, but versus Biden and Kamala Harris, when we talk about black people, and um, it's like Kamala Harris, she going speaking to all these HBCs, but what type of plan are you putting in place for the HBCUs? Nothing. You're just going to speak, man. I don't want to smile in your face and know who you are. What are you doing for the kids for the next generation that's going to attend HBCUs? You know,
Well,
from 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 what I understand, HBCUs got the most money out of any other years when Trump was in office. Man,
mm-hmm.
that look horrible on you, Harris. Like what's really going on, man? You know, for me, she ain't did nothing but sit there like the Statue of Liberty.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I heard. I think it was it D. Ray Davis? I forgot what comedian said this a few years ago. And they said it's always hard to be the first of anything. Because the first of anything, you're gonna make the most mistakes, and the person behind you can kind of clean it up or understand and make the mistakes you made by being first. So Barack Obama was the first black president. So he made some mistakes. He did some good things or whatever, but he was the first at it. So he had to learn the hard way certain things he probably could and couldn't get away with until the end. Because you remember at the end of his 8 years, that's when he started overriding all the stuff that they was shooting down. He just overrided it. Because at that point, he like, I ain't gonna be back here anyway, so I'm always just pass everything that I want to be passed. So with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I think the problem is that their campaign is based on trying to sell white people, and Trump already know he has the white people. He has a certain the black people. So you think about what he did a few months ago, because think about with Trump, he's a businessman, so he know how to play chess, not checkers. He goes into a Chick-fil-A and buys everybody in the restaurant Chick-fil-A sandwiches and shakes. And I can tell you by seeing the setup of that Chick-fil-A and the employees, it was in a black neighborhood. Because when you have like if you're in Atlanta and a Chick-fil-A and it's sort of like a white neighborhood or whatever, you're going to see more and more mostly white employees in there. But this one, you still see some few blacks, but you're going to see mainly white employees in it. And this Chick-fil-A was all black people in that Chick-fil-A. So that let me know that Chick-fil-A was somewhere, I ain't going to say in the hood, but it was somewhere in a majority black area of the city. And so for me, I just believe that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden know that they have lost most of their white fan base, and they're doing everything they can to try to get those people on board by not alienating them by saying, well, we can't implement programs that's just going to be for black people or be for this race or that race. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Trump is saying, listen, I already know I got these good old boys out here in Kansas and Idaho and you know what I'm saying, and Nebraska and all these guys. I got a certain amount of people that's gonna already ride with me. So now I got to get these people over here to look at what I'm doing for them and say, you know what I'm saying, come over to this side. Now the thing between Joe Biden and Trump is the lesser of two evils. You know what I'm saying? Who can you tolerate more than the other ones? Because everybody else is just running this to be running. Everybody else in this situation is irrelevant. Nobody's really going to vote for anybody else but them two. It's basically boiled down to Trump and Biden, unless some kind of shockingly news comes out and Trump get these 4 years. And the only way I feel like Trump will get 4 years if those rich Republicans who really don't like Trump behind closed doors, like push for him to get those 4 years in prison. That way to get him out of the way at least long enough, even if he get like 2-3 years, just enough to maybe get him out of the way where he can't run for president. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. That's the only way I see him getting real time. Other than that, he gonna probably have to pay a fine, get like a 6 month, a year probation, whatever, a couple of years probation, whatever the case may be. I don't see him doing no real time for this because I've seen. Think about it is I watch crime shows and I've seen people who've stolen millions and millions of dollars who have done like basically the same amount of time, if not about the time that about the same amount of time they're saying that Trump could do in this situation, or whatever. But I really feel like I never really, and my thing is too, I've never really been with a Kamala Harris fan. Her and Cory Booker always seemed too political for me. They all when I first seen them run and seen them like on the Breakfast Club and different platforms debating and discussing the issues, Kamala Harris was all over the place with her answers. Cory Booker, he seemed too political for me. And I said neither one of these people can beat Trump in a election because the thing about to beat Trump, you're gonna have to kind of get down and dirty with him a little bit. You're not gonna beat Trump by being political. You know what I'm saying? Because and we're in an era now that people don't trust and don't like politicians. So if you coming off like a salesman, like you're trying to sell me a car or sell me something, then I'm gonna automatically know you full of it. And that's kind of my whole thing about this whole thing, my whole opinion about this whole thing. But I've never been a Kamala Harris fan. I wasn't from the jump. Before she even got picked to be run as vice president, I was never a Kamala Harris fan ever. I just always thought she was fake.
And we are in the world of entrepreneurship. A whole lot of entrepreneurs. You have new entrepreneurs, launching businesses every day. And so people want to know about the economic values and cash flow development and stuff like that, as far as who's connected with the SBA, the Small Business Association, who's connected with the 501c13, and versus what Democrats talk about and versus what Republicans talk about. Republicans have always talked about business development. Republicans have always talked about economic literacy. They have always talked about economic growth and residual income. And Trump provides that in a way where people is more concerned about advancing their businesses so they can have generational wealth, they can have family wealth. And so they more so when they do that, they maybe even can franchise their businesses to different states, and versus on how much money the Democrat have given out, and versus the money that Trump is promising that he's going to give out if he's elected again. If he say he gonna give out some money, then he gonna do it. And
Mm-hmm.
we can
Yeah.
say what we want. We can say what we want to say. Nowadays, it's really all about the money to people, because
Mm-hmm.
everything is going up. Gas prices, the grocery store, the cost of living. You know, they charge you an arm and leg for rent and and mortgages and people scratching the surface. So anytime they got somebody who can catapult them on how to run a business and how to get business loans and how to get educational grants, community grants, how to get business funding, how to really make your 501(c)(1) nonprofit move, where you can have a whole business up under your nonprofit. Trump and his people provide that. You know what I
But
mean?
see, the thing about it too, see, the thing about a person like Trump, who's used to playing with a lot of money and whatever and doing business, what Republicans understand more than I think the Democrats have ever understood was when you give people money, when you give poor people money, they're going to spend it anyway. A lot of them don't think business. A lot of them think I'm gonna get you give me this check for 2,000 or 1,500 or 600, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy me a new TV. I'm gonna go get a car. I'm gonna do this. So all that money is trickling right back into the to business and to the atmosphere. So Trump knows if he gets back in, okay, I'm gonna set up a program where these people get this kind of money and this, that, and the third, so they'll put it right back into the thing. You don't think when we was going through the pandemic, all the people was getting checked, they was getting $4,000 and $5,000, $6,000 a month free money. Yeah, most of the people weren't setting up businesses and, like you said, 501 three C's and SBA loans. They weren't doing all that. Them jokers was going out there and buying stuff for their house and for their kids and whatever. Not to say nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're used to having nothing. But you know what I'm saying? The average person in America, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them either not educated enough to understand, let me take this money and do something with it, or they looking at, I don't know when I'm gonna get this money again. And so, because I got a family member, and I'm not going to say who it is, but they grew up where they didn't get anything as a child. They didn't get anything like Christmas wise and all that. And to this day, they look like, okay, when I get money, I'm going to spend it because I don't know if somebody's going to end up taking it or I'm going to lose it. So I'd rather spend it than do something else positive with it or productive with it because I don't know when I'm going to have it again. So that's a lot of times, that's how a lot of people's mentality are. I don't know when I'm going to get money again, so I might as well get what I want now. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
well, I can see that. And then it's like when you say when he give it to us, um, he know that black and brown people are the number one consumers in America. Period. And and the way we consume money and the way we spend money, like you can. There's a reason why they call it Black Friday.
mm-hmm,
They don't call it White Friday. They don't call it Hispanic Friday. They don't call it Latino Friday. They call it Black Friday. Cause who you
mm-hmm,
see out there? Who you see out there? Like
yeah.
like I just never understood why black people buy a new TV every year. Man, you just bought a 40-inch last year. It's 12 already. You know what I
Well,
mean?
hey,
And I never understood why black people get a new car every tax season. Man,
hey,
you ain't.
I got a sister-in-law used to do that every year. She bought like 6 cars in a row, and by she get her money in February. By May or June is repossessed every year. I never understood that. I'm like, how in the
Yeah,
world?
man. Yeah, man. And we got boss lady Shamika Anderson tapping in, man, and she says that's why most people stay in the struggle because most people invest their money in the wrong places. This is
Mm-hmm.
true, but
Yeah.
but that's what most people have been taught to invest their money in the wrong places. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
And we are, and we always we all or guilty of it. It ain't, you know, what I mean, we me and Jacob not judging nobody because we all guilty of it at some point in our life. We all been
Yeah,
guilty of it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So,
man. And then when we do learn where to invest the money, by that time it's a struggle to get the money up to invest. And and
mm-hmm.
and and, and, and
You get your
so
credit all jacked up.
yeah, credit all
Yeah.
jack up. So for my peoples would say, well, Jay, I started doing these penny stocks about 10 years ago, and I said, so what happened? He said, I ain't worked a 9 to 5 in 5 years. I said, so you said the penny stocks is got? He said, oh yeah, man, the penny stocks. He said with these penny stocks, man, I make roughly about 9 grand a month.
Mm,
You know what I mean? 9 grand a month, and so with that being said, man, we just in invest into the wrong stuff, and
mm-hmm.
or we don't know how to invest because we ain't been taught, because I can tell you I probably started learning about credit maybe like 4 or 5 years after I got out of high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's in my white friends told me, oh Jacob, man, we was learning about credit when we was 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we used to get allowance, but you know, um, he's like, say we got allowance of $75 a week. I said, what? You got allowance for $75 a week? When we were growing up together? He's like, yeah, man. I said, man. I said, no wonder when we turned 18, you was good. He was like,
Yeah.
man, allowance of $75 a week. He was like, my parents ain't let me keep with $20. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so so with that being said, you know, if you talk different things, and a lot of the white people that they came from business, as far as they great granddaddy was business owner and stuff, they know all the money making secrets. And so I tell people all the time, man, it ain't really nothing wrong with learning from people who don't look like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, but back to the Trump thing, man. He didn't get into this country to be a politician. He got into this country to better the economy. You see what
Mm-hmm.
he did with the exports and the imports. He charged them, man. Like we wasn't charging Audi or Mercedes Benz or Nissan or none of them people, man. They was just shipping these cars over here and getting big bank. Trump
Mm-hmm.
Trump started charging them about 60%, boy. The first president ever did that. Oh no,
Yeah.
you ain't
Yeah.
you ain't doing that. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and and, 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 and you know, and he told them people, if you own a factory in America and you want to take it overseas, then your product won't be in America no more.
Mm-hmm.
And start changing people's mind about taking their factories overseas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we can kind of say what we want to say about him. Yeah, we might not like his antics and might think he ignorant, man, but he been holding some people accountable that have been held accountable for a very, very long time. And do I think he an ignorant person? Oh yeah, he very ignorant, man. But do I think that he an old white man that's set in his ways? Yeah. You know what I mean? And
But you
do I
know
think
what?
and do I think just because we don't like what he do, he gonna change the narrative? No, he gonna be who he is.
Yeah. You know what I do appreciate about Trump is I've always said this. I said the thing about Trump, you may not like him at all. You may think he racist or whatever, but I would rather somebody be real with me and show me who they really are than who try to fake and front and then stab me in the back later. And you know what I'm saying? And he's the type of person that he gonna tell you straight up who he is. He gonna tell you if he don't like you. He gonna tell you if he love you. He gonna tell you what he about. He gonna tell you all that, and you got to make a judgment of whether you gonna fool with him or not. But he gonna tell you who he really is. You know what I mean? I got friends like that black friends that I know who they really are. I know how they get down, and it's up to me whether or not I'm gonna fool with them or not, or whatever, based on what they are about and what they not about. But at the end of the day, that's one thing I've always appreciated about Trump. Now, the only thing I really didn't really like about him is I felt like he divided the country too much when it came to the racial stuff and the religious stuff, because he would bash certain religions or he would bash certain races, and it wasn't necessarily black races. He would bash the Mexicans, or he would bash the Africans, or he would bash this group or bash that group, and it would be like that was the divide. And then the white people that was already like super racist, they was the ones who fed on that. And then when you would go, you would go into public settings and they would turn up their nose at you, or they would try to talk to you sideways, because it was like, well, Trump saying I can do it because of, basically, he's put out there, these people are bad and these people are good. So Trump has gave me a license as a racist white person to treat everybody the way I really feel. And I think my main like discrepancy with Trump. Some of his policies, I ain't gonna lie, some of his policies and certain things he put in place I actually agree with. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? But him as a person is what really kind of sometimes, you know what I'm saying, his ideology and the way he go about putting it out there, sometimes what messes, I think, has divided the country, and we've had to try to build that kind of stuff back up. Yeah, definitely, Shamika. Like, Trump has learned how to get rich using other people's money, but that's not this Trump. That's a business acumen. That's something that's in business, period. If you know most white people who are rich, or even black people who are like mega rich, like I don't care. You could say if you could say a Jay-Z, you could say a Magic Johnson, you could even say somebody like Shaq. Shaq is not rich because Shaq put up all this money. Shaq is rich because other people have invested in Shaq as a personality. So that's why Shaq has got all this money. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. That's because if you think about, when a person says somebody's worth $1 billion, that doesn't mean that you got $1 billion sitting in the bank. That means you have assets, or you have something about you that make you worth $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to. So that's what we have to get more understanding. It's not always about us putting up our own money. We have to come. Yeah, we got to put up some of our money to get our own businesses, but then the white people still use the banks. They still use investors. They use other people to get where they want to get to until they get enough money of their own to put back of their own money. You know what I mean? So yeah. So anyway, that kind of pushes me to the next topic of this whole Diddy situation. And what I want to say about the Diddy thing is, should his people because see, this is what bothers me about this whole thing, is that I keep seeing people on social media talk about Diddy's parties. Let me tell y'all something, and Jacob knows this the truth too. We've heard stories. We know people that's in this industry that's been around for a while. Diddy's not the only one that was throwing these type of parties. His might have been more talked about, but Jamie Foxx was throwing parties like this. You don't think in the Playboy Mansion they wasn't throwing parties like this? You know what I'm saying? These parties been going on for decades, years and years. These type of Diddy parties. They call them Diddy parties. And see, the only reason why people frowning on it because of the Meek Mill thing, and certain people like the TD Jakes and certain people of the world, that they're saying that Diddy possibly or allegedly was having sex with other men and all this other stuff. That's where it comes into play. Because when I heard LeBron say ain't nothing like a Diddy party, and everybody automatically assumed he meant the gay stuff or whatever, or the homosexual stuff. You know what I'm saying? So my thinking was, I guarantee you, if you did a true serum on most people in America before all this came out, most people would tell you they would want to go to a Diddy party. Most people would be like, oh, I would love to go to a Diddy party. But then when all of a sudden, when all this stuff comes out, the Diddy parties are the worst thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? And then even Luke will tell you. He said, yeah, them parties got wild. Before they got into a whole nother level, I left. You know what I'm saying? And other celebrities tell you the same thing. Yeah, the Diddy parties was crazy. But before they got to whatever level they got to, where he's, getting accused of being this horrible person, you know what I'm saying? They left. So that's just like me and you go to a party. Let's say me and you went to a Diddy party. You know what I'm saying? There's girls running around. There's all kind of different stuff going on. Maybe drug activity, all kind of stuff going on. At some point, me and Jacob gonna say, you know what? Yeah, bro. You know, we out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Diddy, for inviting us. Da da da. Da. We out of there. Whatever
And
happened
see, I
between
can
him and whoever after that,
you
go
can
ahead.
tell people about me. You can me and you done did a lot of riding, so you can tell people about me. If I'm somewhere 20 or 30 minutes and I'm networking, people my head in and rubbing with people, I gonna tell you that I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't really do the shenanigans, man. You know, staying to the end of the party and somebody might get shot and some crazy stuff might happen at an industry party, man. I just want to show my face, you know, network for about 20, 25 minutes, and I'm out, man. I'm not a, I'm a Denzel Washington type dude. Denzel said he go to these parties 15, 20 minutes, then he out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause most thing you gonna go and party. You know what I'm saying? I already know how you are. You gonna go to the party. You gonna talk to who you gonna talk to. You gonna network, and then you gonna go. You gonna even sit. You gonna go somewhere and sit down and chill, and get you a Pepsi or something. And you gonna be sitting in the corner somewhere chilling. You know what I'm saying? Till it's time to go or whatever. Let somebody come and talk to you or whatever that know you or whatever. So I already know how you get down or whatever. So, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying all these people who want to bash Diddy for these or with the parties. I'm like most of these parties was considered epic parties and wasn't looked frowned upon, but all of a sudden all this comes out. And my question is should some of these people that call themselves his friends and and people that roll with him in business or whatever, should they be standing by his side to a certain degree? Because I got people I grew up with and I don't agree with everything they did, but if they get into some kind of mess, some kind of trouble, I may not agree with them, but I'm gonna support them to a certain degree where I'm not gonna just go ghost on them or whatever. So all these Khaled's and you know what I'm saying, and all these people that was around him, Rick Ross and all these people, and Drake and all the people that did music with him, and all these people are they gonna ride with Diddy or they gonna turn the other way? And you know he's helped a lot of these guys. You know what I'm saying? French Montana. He's had a lot of these guys get to another level in their career. We talk about Drake helping people. Diddy, even though Diddy might have a reputation of doing bad business at times, he's helped a lot of people too. So all these people gonna ride with him too. I'm like I said, I'm not condoning anything he's done wrong. The one thing I condemn more than anything is the Cassidy thing. The Cassidy thing was just dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? The other stuff is just he partying and he partied the way he partied. But the Cassidy thing is dead wrong. Now, if you're a politician, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever judge, and you at a Diddy party, knowing you ain't got to be having no lesbian there, that's on you.
I can, but what about how he did Malika Mills?
Who?
Malika Mill.
Okay, that's a new one. You got to tell me about that one. I ain't heard about no Malika Mill. Who was that?
That's Mickey Mill name changed to Malika.
Oh, hold on. You got me. Hold on. You got
Oh man.
You caught me off guard with that one. Hold on.
I'm just saying,
Hey,
man.
give me a drink of water over that one. Well, you stupid.
You know,
What's going on, y'all? Oh my God, hold on.
Hey man. Hey, you know.
Whew, somebody said they needed $600 back. What you talking about? I don't know what they mean by that. But anyway, nah. So, well, think about what you call Malika Meek Mills situation. The reason why I don't feel bad for Meek Mill is because let's just say, for argument's sake, the video we heard and you getting smashed the way you was getting smashed or whatever, you getting the hole beat up the way he was getting beat up. And after the fact, you still around Diddy. You still hanging around with him. The people even said, I forgot who it was I think it was Gene Deal. Said they showed up to a party together dressed alike after the fact, after all this was supposed to have happened. You know what I'm saying? Or like, it was like the next day or something. You know what I'm saying? So my thinking is, if the first time somebody do something to you like that, one thing, if you from the streets, you supposed to some goons at Diddy, and if you think he too powerful, too whatever, you don't put yourself in a room at all around Diddy ever again in life. So to me, if this is true, what Diddy did to Meek Mills, and he's still around him, there's no different than people saying, "Oh, Cassie was wrong for still being around Diddy." It's the same thing. The same thing. You a
Hey,
grown
Malik.
man. Ain't no way in the world grown man gonna be done break me, and I'm gonna still be around him the next day. Ain't no way in the world. No way in the world.
Man, listen, man. Hey, man.
Let me see what they say. I gotta put my glass on for this one. Hold on. So it said, let's discuss your daughter DNA lab test that come back to prove that my friend's son is not your daughter, baby
Oh Lord,
daddy, and you're free to get. Okay, what? Hold on. I'm lost.
man. This is since it's coming streaming from Apostle Q's page, they're coming on the live with their drama with Apostle Q.
What? Hold on,
You
hold on.
got you
Lord have mercy.
definitely
Let
stream
me
from this
pull this
page
down.
too, bro.
Listen. We're gonna stop this right here, right now. What we not gonna do, we not gonna come on a platform. This is what I don't like about us as black folks. We got an issue with somebody, and we take it to a public platform like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok to discuss it. What we not gonna do is come on this platform to discuss any issues you have with somebody that we may know or whatever. Now, whatever you have going on with Apostle Q, that's between you and Apostle Q. That has nothing to do with what we doing right here, right now. So at the end of the day, if y'all have an issue with her, then y'all take it up with her. But do not bring that to the play. That's why we can't have anything like this live, because y'all want to turn everything into drama. We're not doing drama on 95 South Podcast. We're not doing messiness. That's what we're not going to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's something like that's that serious. So whatever's going on with that serious situation you're talking about, we have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So you take that up who you need to take that up with. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to stay on here and listen to the show and what we're talking about, that's fine. If not, then keep it moving, because we're not doing that here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you know what I'm
So,
saying?
Malik Camille, you know, I know he want people to think it ain't him, but you know, when he tried to leave Diddy, that music came on. You ain't going nowhere. You know, he a bad boy for life. So but yeah, Diddy did put a lot of people on, man, and a lot of people knew what was going on and never said anything, so they just as guilty as Diddy.
Yeah.
So birds of a feather. They say birds of a feather flock together.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, you know, it's a lot of those guys who just looking at Diddy. They did some monster shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when Rick Ross is talking about putting the putting the putting the stuff in a girl drink. You know what I mean? While she go to the bathroom on a rap song. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, so these industry cats are really, 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 really not such good people, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man,
It's, it's,
and I'm gonna ask you this question, because I'll ask you this offline. Should entertainment, whether you do about each genre has its own whatever, you know how like sports has a union.
right.
And basically, if you mess up, you get convicted of a crime, you have to be suspended a certain amount of games, a year, banned for life, whatever. Should in these situations, should entertainment business have a union or have something set up for when these situations come up? Because the thing about it is what Diddy is doing, it doesn't just make him look bad, it makes the industry look bad. Because now it's
They
all of a
don't care
sudden
about
like,
that.
you know
They
what I
don't care
mean?
about that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we need might have some kind of more better policing of things like this. You know what I mean? When things happen, because not even before Diddy, we got to talk about Chicago rappers and all this other stuff going on. They going around shooting each other in public settings, and you know what I mean, and doing certain things like, you know, disrespecting each other in the music. And I think even with the music, it need to be certain kind of things where you can't, if in you can't be allowed to be able to talk about, like, you can't should be able to allow to talk about somebody dead homie, like in a sense of I'm smoking on your dead homie and stuff like that. Stuff like that shouldn't even be allowed in music.
Come on, Tuka.
Yeah, Tuka and all this stuff, all that shouldn't even be allowed in music. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand freedom of speech, but I think, and I know some people will say, well, it's a thin line or it can get tricky. But we smart enough. We
Well,
educated enough as people and got enough
it's a,
common sense to understand the difference.
it's allowed because people who that we don't see is pushing that narrative. It's pushing that agenda, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, like y'all take y'all beef from Atlanta and go to Chicago, from Chicago and go to Atlanta with the beef, and like
Mm-hmm.
Rondo and Lil Timmy and Dirk and King Bun and like, why would y'all bring that beef to a whole nother state, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A whole nother state. Man,
Mm-hmm.
leave that shit where was that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
and then Dirk, your management told you not to go to an after hour spot. And you went anyway, they had to follow you there. And your manager ended up being in critical condition. He lived, but he ended up getting shot too. Because
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to be hard headed and prove a point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They told you not to
Mm-hmm.
go there.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I just feel like, to me, it's need to be some kind of better policies, agendas, something we got to do to like deter artists and people and entertainers to do certain things that's going, because I feel like if you feel like your career could actually be jeopardized for some of the stuff you do other than just jail time or like basically I don't even think they care about getting murdered, some of them no more. I
I
just
just
think,
really
but
think if you catch a felony while you're in the industry, that you should be kicked out the whole industry.
especially when there's certain felons, like if you look at Blueface and Christian, this is a train wreck. That's a train wreck. Well, I
Hot
used to
mess.
watch the show with my family, and I used to get disgusted because I'm like, okay, I'm only really watching this because y'all like it, whatever. But for me, I was disgusted by it because I'm just like, this is terrible. I'm like, first of all, we got two black people that we supposed to be celebrating black love when like Papoose and Remy was together and stuff like that. But here we are celebrating Ike and Tina 2.0. You know what I'm saying? In 2023, 24. This is basically what this is. This Ike and Tina 2023, 2024. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that is. And
And
they even
then,
show her getting high when she was pregnant. Like they got her on social media getting high and she's pregnant. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then she goes to Tamar concert, and because the lead vocalist, the background singer, he didn't give her a shout out. She goes backstage and puts him in the face, and his shit is all leaking and bloody.
mhm.
Man, listen, man. Christian Rock is a problem, bro. She needs some help, man. Some
They
serious
basically,
counseling.
she on the run now. She on the run, right? Well, not maybe she on the run, but she got felony warrants like in like 3 or 4 states that they kind of looking for. So you buy
For
when
what?
you kind of fishing, huh?
For what?
I want to say it was aggravated
Probably.
assault with some other stuff, but I know Whack
Yeah,
100
yeah.
was talking about it. Whack 100 was saying that she's wanted and she's so stupid. Like at times she be on social media, still on social media, and it's like all they do is take. If they really want you bad enough, they'll come get you. So you need to lay low somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Jamaica don't nobody support the right thing no more. You know what I mean? It like 1 or 2 people can't change the narrative. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And because the kids nowadays is exposed to way more than we was exposed to. You know what I mean? Our parents
Mm-hmm.
actually told us what we can and can't watch, what we could listen to, and what we couldn't listen to.
Well,
You know what
let
I
me
mean?
say this. Let me say this, Jacob and Shamika. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember this, and I know you, Jacob. You probably do. I don't know, Shamika, if you do or not. About 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we was in a pandemic, right? Ti proposed that we have a day where we stop buying. We don't go. We don't shop at no establishments that wasn't not owned by a black person or a minority, right? I think it was like, so I actually participated, and I was on the road at the time. So what I did was the day before the whole thing went down, I went out and got my whatever I needed, snacks, sandwiches, whatever I needed that day for that day. Just so for that one day, I wouldn't do no shopping in a Walmart, Kroger, wherever it was. I wouldn't do no shopping. You know what I'm saying? Unless I would have ran across a black restaurant or black whatever, that's the only place I would have shopped that day. Now people was all in on social media. What is that going to do? What is one day going to do? Blah 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 blah. And I say what it's going to do is if everybody would have participated in it and they would have looked at this one day to say, "Damn, we ain't make no money." You know what I'm saying? Or we made, we lost money today because black people stood up for themselves. That would have happened. That would have got them feared. Now we could have turned one day into a week into a month into a year. Because people don't realize about the black boycott, bus boycott. It was months. It wasn't no 1 day, 2 day thing. It was months that them folks used to ride and carpool together to be able to get rights on that bus. And that's the thing that we don't do. We don't follow through. This like the Black Lives Matter movement. We turned into everything but what it was supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about police brutality and about certain rights. We started talking about 40 acres and a mule. I said, this is not right. This is not the time to talk about reparations. We need to get this one thing done, and then we move on to that. The one thing about, if you notice about Darlington Martin King and them, when they set out on an agenda, they tried to get 1 or 2 things done at one time, then they would move on to other topics. But they wasn't attacking 10 topics at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I just think, man, that every other culture move in unison. The Mexicans move in unison, the Latinos move in unison, the Haitians move in unison, the Jamaicans move in unison. The Italians move in unison. Black people don't move in unison, man. We move not with the grain, we move against the grain. And there's 2 things that the higher up see. All we got to do is talk about some money, and divide and conquer. We can put nothing but liquor stores and fast food restaurants and you, because how you gonna tell me that they built more prisons in America in the last 5 years than they built education facilities? That makes no sense, man.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, what keeps a person going to prison, man? Like me myself, I'm gonna say when I see a dude that go back and forth in the prison system, man, I mean, I think while he out, his name be Sam. His name might be Sam, but while he in, his name might be Shirley. So like, cause you keep going back in there, man. Like get out of here, bro. Like and I know Malika Mill probably feeling bad, for Diddy. He just probably said, I don't know what he had, I don't know what he's doing, and
Don't make no Shamika. You hear the food all the time of Malika Mill.
And Malika, you need some prayer, man. Because you want to be on top so bad, so you had to let Diddy call Winslow you. That's all.
Lord have mercy. You know what? I know last week we didn't do the episode, but this week, hopefully, or whenever you want to do it again, we start talking about the best actors. I know I'm changing the subject real quick, but and don't judge me, black folk or whatever out there. The movie I watched for the first time ever in life yesterday on the plane,
What that?
Shawshank Redemption. I've never seen that movie before. I used to hear about it, but I never watched it till yesterday. Like I used to wish, how you catch it on the TV and you see a little bits and pieces of it, and I'm like, I ain't gonna watch it. Cause I'm a type of person. If I can't watch a movie from the beginning, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care how, unless it's something I watched before. But if I've never seen a movie, I'm not gonna watch it from the middle. So I was on the plane and I was like, oh, they got Shawshank Redemption. I ain't never watched this movie. I got a long flight. I ain't gonna lie, that movie was hella good. I was like, I said, okay, I see why this movie's always been known as a classic. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Anyway, I just thought about when he kept talking about prison, and I thought about that movie yesterday. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I just thought about the stuff that went on in that prison. Because
Right.
I want to see American Me. I heard American Me is crazy too. I don't know if you heard of that movie, but I heard that movie.
Right. I have. Will Smith. Yeah, I got jokes. I got jokes, and it's like the whole world got jokes about Malika now. I ain't the only one.
Yeah, I can't listen to his music no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's kind of crazy. I can't even listen to Meek Mill music no more. Like like every time a song come on, I just be like, nah. I just think about when he allegedly was in that video where he was hollering and was calling Diddy his daddy, and he was sitting in the lake or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? After the fact,
Hell no.
it don't. And every time he try to say something, he try to post something on Twitter or something like ain't like everything normal. And I'd be like, me, just go somewhere.
Hey
Just
man,
go somewhere.
hey man. When he tried to post him on Twitter the other day, I said no. I said nobody's listening to you, Malika.
Yeah, I just be like, he need to go away for like a year or two. Do a Russell Simmons. Just go away for about a year or two overseas where nobody know you really, and just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
But you don't need to be nowhere at this particular time, because especially the way it's getting worse for Diddy, you don't want to be nowhere to be found. Because like I was saying, like I said the other day, I see it on social media when they was talking about when what's his name, Reggie Wright, that was involved in a lot of the Tupac and Biggie stuff back in the day as a detective and a police officer, him and his dad. But Reggie Wright Jr. said they about to come for everybody, from LeBron to whoever. He said not necessarily in being involved in stuff, but more or less being there around when Diddy was doing some of this stuff. So he said when they ran into the house, allegedly it had nothing to do with trying to really catch Diddy in the act or catch something that Diddy was doing per se. It was more to get the videotapes to say, okay, you're in this video doing this, that, and the third. So now if you're a judge, a lawyer, if you're a celebrity that don't want all this out, maybe because you don't want your wife to know, or you might not want your business partners to know, or your investors. It could be any reason why. You need to let us know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you really take somebody down. You go after people around them who have something to lose. That's how you take down somebody. If you notice,
Malika,
yeah, I'm gonna say this.
you and
And that's
TD
just like
Jakes, boy.
that's just like a drug kingpin. Drug kingpins don't get locked up for 30 years because they got caught with bricks. They get 30 years because somebody snitched on them that knew the whole operation. That's how they get caught up. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna say this: Malika, PD Fakes, Orlando Brown, and Diddy. It's been reported that you touched B2K too. You touched
Hey,
him
and
there with the
Orlando
phone.
Brown been saying it, and we thought Orlando Brown was just crazy. But
Yeah,
hey, maybe not.
yeah,
Maybe not as crazy as we think he is.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, Meek Mill, you can, you can say what you want. You should go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and sign. You should sign an endorsement with Stay Free.
You say
Stay
well, who?
free.
Say,
Stay free.
hey, he didn't get him a honey bun endorsement because he might need it.
Yeah,
Diddy might
man.
need it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
cause he been out there
Diddy might
rocking
need a honey
with
bun endorsement.
man. Cause he been out there rocking with Sean Sugarcone. So you know.
Yeah, man. But hey, that's just where we at. But like Shamika said, you don't trust these men, these entertainment men. But my thing is that sometimes, see, we people get mad at you. We say, "Oh, why you judging the men because they wearing this and they wearing that and this, that, and the third." A person's expression of the way they dress a lot of times, the certain things they do is who they are. They're trying
Yeah.
to let you know what they're about. So when you see a man express himself, especially a man is not going to do certain things that goes against who he is, especially when you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the way he dresses, the way he talks. Why do you think grown men, especially these dudes from New York, every time they say something, they say pause, which is kind of annoying to me. Bro, we know you not. If you're not homosexual, whatever, you don't have to say pause and no Diddy after every statement. We understand. We get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that
But
serious.
that
You know what
to
I'm saying?
me, that just make you look suspect.
Yeah. Pause. No Diddy. Pause. No Diddy. What? You don't got to say after everything. Like, I understand you joking around. You say something crazy. And everybody say, oh, man, pause. And you laugh it off. But if you hit Cameron and Mace and even Damon Dash,
Yeah,
Damon Dash,
Mace,
you're damn near
hey,
60 years old. Why are you saying
Mace,
pause?
Mace, you should never say no Diddy, Mace, because we know why you became a pastor. Stop, Mace. We know. People that's been around the industry know why you became a pastor. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, you had to repent for more ways than one.
And maybe Cameron and them said, because Cameron and them did introduce all that pink and that purple. So maybe that's why they feel like they need to do it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's been Jamaica. That's been questioned, man. Like you a masculine male that wears skinny jeans, and your skinny jeans is
Dresses,
more skinnier than your baby mother's jeans. Yes, I
carrying
question.
purses.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, my thing. That's what, that's why I said. At the end of the day, with this whole Diddy thing, it doesn't just hurt Diddy. It hurts. It makes us all as men look bad because now every man is going to be challenged on who he is as a man because of one man's discrepancy. You know what I mean? So now we gotta always feel like we gotta defend ourselves as men. On, I seen a skit on TikTok where men can't buy Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes or certain types of food when they go in the grocery store because they make them look suspect. Because I'm just like, what? That's what we got into? You know what I'm saying? Brother can't buy a box of Frosted Flakes no more? Like, dang, this done got that bad?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
man. Shut the front door, man. Shut the front door, man. But that's all I got to say, man. And I just want to say, man, thank y'all for tapping in with the 95 South Podcast. Now broadcasting in 191 countries worldwide, powered by the Village Global Network, Zeno FM, with additional online monitoring with online radio box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So we appreciate everybody for coming on, tapping in. Shamika, Ultra, Mies Thompson. I hope you get your situation taken care of. Alexis, Carla, of course, our VGN people, Sam Black. So, they're Sam Black that had the issue. I'm sorry. So, and Alpha, so I hope I appreciate everybody from tapping in, and we see y'all. You know what I'm saying, on the next episode of 95 South Podcast. Y'all stay blessed out there. You know what I'm saying, and don't let the little stuff get to you. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
We out. Peace.
We got the good vibes, got the 1942 pouring